Here's a factoid about our next person. Jorah LaFleur has stepped up on this particular stage well over 2,000 times. Wow. Yeah. So that makes her quite precious to the bookstore. Yes. So now, Jorah LaFleur is a writer-performer who enjoys wearing many different hats. She finds herself on a stage as a spoken word poet, event MC, and actor. Offstage, she works with youth as a teaching artist. Jorah is currently serving as the lead writer in residence at the 501c3 nonprofit Wordcrafters in Eugene. She is committed to helping others experience the power of being seen and heard, and to promoting the arts as tools of social change and community building. And you can connect with her at joralafleur.com. Let's have a big hand for Jorah LaFleur.
How wonderfully not gray you are. How fabulously both at once. How stylish your dynamic balance of extremes. How well you help me to understand what kind of creature I am, and how to weather the changing, day-by-day sameness of it all. That poem is called Zebra, and it's for Brian. And I had no intention of reading it. To math out the 2,000 times thing, I used to run the Eugene Poetry Slam here with my forever friend, bookstore buddy, Scott Landfield. And so a lot of those times were happening in the same night. Just to be clear. I got stamina, you know what I mean? So I, in addition to being very excited to be included in this beautiful anthology, I'm really grateful to the bookstore for carrying the couple of books that I've self-published in the last few years, as I'm sure many folks are. And this one, which is called COVIDian Times, In Place Sheltered, has kind of popped back up for me, as it is now almost exactly 4 years from the time in which I was writing these daily diary poems. And like birthdays and anniversaries have a way of doing, it's got me like revisiting with that reflection. I think 4 years has been enough time that it feels like there's like a genuine gap, and I can look back and be like, oh yeah, that's what was happening. So I had a few shares from here. These were daily diary poems. I didn't write them to go into a book. I was just trying to be okay and write a poem a day during April, as many people do as part of the National Poetry Month Challenge, known as the 30-30. This piece is called Coping Mechanisms, and whilst we have moved on, I'm not sure things are easier. I think we're closer together now again, but I'm not sure we're closer in all the ways, and it definitely doesn't necessarily seem like it's all okay yet. So, still seems relevant. Through whatever chance of genetics and circumstance, I have never known the inner illness of full-blown substance addiction. And honestly, I am not sure why. It's never been hard for me to empathize with anyone's attempt to solve the problem of how they feel by reaching for something manageable, no matter how unmanageable that solution ultimately becomes. Intimately, I understand wanting to control and assuage. I've been free from the cage of my own harshest attempts for many years, but I haven't forgotten the impulse. Never gone, only changed. Why I tried to lock my fear and unworthiness into a repetitive equation, and now the liberation of eating when hungry and not eating when full, of letting a body be a body, not an unattainable goal. The blessed liberation is never lost on me. There are names to give to what it is to live in all the different hell realms of the mind, and mine could have been called eating disorders, exercise addiction, body dysmorphia, and I value the power of such words. We can't cure what we don't claim. But what interests me ever more is the mechanism behind the manifestations. And I can feel the hum, the hurt, the vibration of not just a nation, but a globe bearing a new shared load of suffering. And I keep thinking about buffering, about all the ways we try to stay certain amidst uncertainty. And my heart is with all the addicts among us. In our mirrors, I keep reflecting on what it's looked like for me to cope. And I can't help but harbor hope that we might collectively be humbled into greater compassion than ever before for our neighbors' past traumas and present pains. To give whatever helpful names we need to the way we try to heal ourselves with poisons, mend our wounds with knives, to the ways we respond inside unsafe circumstances, to the ways we attempt to manage the inherent anxieties of being alive as death stalks our breath. I keep reflecting on how sweet the word recovery is. How I'm not sure what the world's recovery from this illness will look like, but I know how to believe in what's possible. Remember that. That was a real thing, that COVID thing. There's so much difference, so much sameness, zebra. Depending how you went through it, your job, your home situation, right? There's no pretense that we all had the same experience, even though we were all like under the same reigning conditions. I was living alone and was not involved with anyone, so I did like the deepest solitude, the most aloneness I had ever done. I realized that I largely was like crowdsourcing connection, and when that was taken away, it was very interesting. Like, I spent a long time alone. I thought I knew, I didn't know. So I in these opportunities now to do this thing that I've sort of done all my adult life, to get to be with people and take turns reading and performing or playing to each other. When that went away, it was felt. And now that it's back, I'm trying to really take the opportunity to remember how glad I am that it's back and that we get to be together. This poem is called Divesting. This was April of 2020, April 10th of 2020. Sun was just starting to do its thing. Divesting. The tidying expert Marie Kondo says that if an item no longer sparks joy, one should thank it and let it go. I'm half-heartedly doing yoga in the sun, and my shirt is no longer bringing me joy. Neither, I realize, are my socks, my pants, my bra. I gratefully divest myself of everything joyless, including the illusion that I'm still doing yoga. I am sunbathing in my silliest undies. There's a unicorn face across my ass with extra fabric flaps for the ears. And the headband I'm wearing has ears too. Who knew my pandemic wardrobe would be so adorable? Who knew the apocalypse would be so polite? That the hoarding of resources would happen at such respectful distances? No Mad Max leather mask, just soft, colorful fabrics swaddling our voices and extra pleasantries at the checkout line. I am divesting of so many notions, letting go of what I thought I knew, and what is true stands more naked than ever in my mirror. I am starkly aware of where joy lives. In your absence, all is exposed. I miss every you. behind the podium. So now that we're close, I have to get a little closer. Now we can really be together. Hold on. This one. I want this one. Okay. Here we go. Yeah, so writing things down is kind of new for me. I, in general, have written to perform, and then I just hold the poems here. I'm a real, person of the voice more than the page, so I'm learning about that. My voice is the most often retrieved item from my personal lost and found box. My voice likes to talk and rhyme because I'm always trying to seduce reason into a steamy tryst. My voice is a survivalist that knows how to rub two ideas together to make a spark. My voice isn't afraid of the dark, but it needs to bring things to light. My voice wants to fight for what's right like a pen-wielding superhero, able to unspeak injustice in a single bound. My voice wants to sound like X-ray vision, make transparent our human condition. My voice wants to wash everyone's feet with rainwater from an unpolluted sky. My eyes often cry. My voice stays best buddies with laughter. So even after hope gets shattered, when my foundation is covered in hurt, my voice is a shameless flirt who will try to charm fate with all her might, because in the middle of the soul's longest, darkest night, 1,000 pictures aren't worth even one good word. So my voice says, please open up your chest and let your voice be heard. When you speak, I will listen. Whether you show up ready to rage on stage or come crawling, vulnerable and scared, honey, I am prepared. I will hold you, enfold you in my willingness. Let my ears become the puddles that your tears trickle into. I will offer you compassion, every gold star, my hand. I will work to understand. I will listen. That's not the poem that's in the anthology, but it's close. For me, that is the great gift that Tsunami has been a part of for me, holding the Poetry Slam and all these other events for all these years. It's been an amazing space to share my own voice, and also an incredible opportunity to listen to the recitation of thousands of original poems and writings, and it's a magical thing. Okay, I'm going to end here. It's Women's History Month, right? Yeah. It's a thing. Okay, for whatever that is worth or means, I don't know. I really like the gender stuff that's happening, because I feel like, as a cis woman, I'm just learning all the time. I feel like there's so much coming to light and new thought around, what even is it? What even is masculinity and femininity and the history of womanity, and all of it is kind of up for grabs. All of that being said, this is a poem called She, and it is about the feminine archetype, whatever that means. It's an old poem written by a younger version of myself, but it seems to keep hanging out, and here we go, Women's History Month. She, like moonlight, she glows. Peaceful portrait of a spine tingle. The fragrance of wet gardenia mingles with her sea salt breath. Between her breasts hangs an amulet of thorns. She is reborn every 6 seconds, bloody and thrilling, spilling self-fulfilling prophecies like a faucet made to leak. She peeks behind every curtain, knowing nothing is certain but change and surprise. Her big brown eyes linger long on what belongs beyond this black and white world of opposites swirled. This ancient girl grows her garden in a great gray galaxy, giving living nourishment without relent every 24 hours, 7 days spent in 60-second increments. But she is not a daughter of time. Her rhyme gives reason to the seasons beyond arbitrary measure. plant, harvest, decay, death. She treasures pleasure and pain as one and the same. Sun shines through rain, and she bears the birth of color arcing. Green eyes sparking fire, her desire is a well too deep to keep full. Running dry, her blue eyes cry universal wishes until splishes and splashes refill dust to ashes. She passes with practice, skill through heaven's earthly gates, never hesitates to stride onward. Words on her tongue tip scales as bird ballads pale in comparison. Along fault lines she dances, deer-like prances past pride's perilous pitfalls. But she stalls occasionally, just to savor the sweet taste of defeat. She is a beast that feasts on complete surrender. No need to defend her mistakes. They're exactly what it takes to make things grow. Her gifts flow like lake to river. She is giver of streaming, self-cleaning, new wash, old skin, side tossed, dead shed, stripped bare beneath a red orb of power. And in your greatest hour of vulnerability, she knows your nakedness to be holy. Slowly uncovered, rediscovered after centuries of neglect. She is still Mama Lion, willing to perish to protect. She is still the seed taker, earth shaker, the rainmaker's wife. She is the bear, the butcher, the channel for life's messy becoming. She is something that can never truly die, though she be beaten and smothered by our frightened lies. The mistress of universal mind is easy to find, yet ever evasive. Pervasively bound to come and go with the ocean foam. She makes her home in a womb without walls where she can play mother, daughter, sister, lover to us all. Thus some say she is we, lives inside of he. She is I, is every woman. Some say simply, she is.